In a somber turn of events, the Crosby family, once synonymous with Hollywood glamour and musical legacy, has been struck by tragedy once again. The passing of another member of this iconic clan has reignited public interest in the complex tapestry of the Crosby family history. Join us as we look into the rich, often stormy story of the Crosby family. The Crosby family curse. The Crosby family's journey from Hollywood royalty to a cautionary tale of fame's dark side began with the union of Bing Crosby and Dixie Lee. Their marriage, which seemed picture-perfect to the outside world, was marred by Dixie's growing dependence on alcohol. As Bing's star rose, Dixie retreated further into the shadows, her struggle with addiction intensifying in the glare of her husband's spotlight. The couple's 4 sons, Gary, the twins Dennis and Philip, and Lindsay, grew up in a household far from the idyllic image portrayed in the media. Behind closed doors, they faced a complex web of expectations, discipline, and emotional distance. Bing's public persona as the ideal father figure stood in stark contrast to the strict, often cold patriarch his sons knew at home. As the boys grew into men, they each grappled with their own demons. The weight of their father's fame and the pressure to live up to the Crosby name proved overwhelming. Alcoholism, a specter that had haunted their mother, found its way into their lives as well. The brothers' attempts at careers in entertainment were overshadowed by their struggles with substance abuse and the long shadow cast by their father's legacy. The family's troubles came to a tragic head with the deaths of Lindsay and Dennis. Lindsay, the youngest son, battled manic depression for years before taking his own life in 1989. The loss devastated the family, particularly Dennis, who had been closest to Lindsay. Less than 2 years later, unable to cope with his grief and his own personal struggles, Dennis also died by suicide. These tragic events sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. Other scandals and misfortunes continued to plague the family. Gary's tell-all book exposed the harsh realities of growing up as Bing Crosby's son, further tarnishing the family's reputation. Philip also faced his share of personal and legal troubles, contributing to the narrative of a family curse. The Bing boys.
He was dad to me, so I knew he was special on the outside because of the rest of the world, but for me, he was my hero and my friend, and taught me how to hunt and fish and play baseball and do all those things that you teach your son to do. He had 6 boys.
The legacy of Bing Crosby extends beyond his musical and cinematic achievements, reaching deep into the realm of fatherhood. Bing's relationship with his sons, Gary, Dennis, Philip, and Lindsay, forms a complex tapestry of love, expectation, and the challenges of growing up in the shadow of a cultural icon. Born to Bing and his first wife, Dixie Lee, the 4 boys entered a world where their father's fame was already firmly established. From their earliest years, they were thrust into the public eye, their childhood milestones often becoming fodder for fan magazines and gossip columns. The pressure to live up to the Crosby name was immense, creating a unique set of challenges for each of the boys as they navigated their formative years. Bing's parenting style, shaped by his own upbringing and the societal norms of the time, was a mix of traditional discipline and high expectations. He believed in the value of hard work and instilled a strong moral compass in his children. But this approach, combined with his frequent absences due to his demanding career, created a complicated dynamic. As the boys grew older, they each responded differently to their father's fame and the expectations placed upon them. Gary, the eldest, initially followed in his father's footsteps, pursuing entertainment. But his journey was marked by struggles with substance abuse and a strained relationship with Bing, which he later detailed in a controversial memoir. This public airing of family issues sent shockwaves through Hollywood and forced a re-evaluation of Bing's public image. Dennis and Philip, the middle sons, sought to carve out their own paths while still maintaining connections to the entertainment industry. They faced the dual challenge of establishing their individual identities while navigating the opportunities and obstacles presented by their famous last name. Their experience highlighted the complexity of growing up in a celebrity family. Lindsay, the youngest, perhaps felt the weight of the Crosby legacy most acutely. Tragically, his life was cut short, adding a layer of profound grief to the family's already complicated story. The life and legacy of Kathryn Crosby.
I know that your first book, My Life with Bing, was published 20 years ago.
Yes.
Why did you feel it necessary to write another book?
Well, I was supposed to do it all at once, but then book one, My Life with Bing, weighed 5 pounds. And you can't really carry a book that's heavier than 5 pounds. So it's taken me 20 years to write the years from 1966 through 1977.
Kathryn Grant, born in 1933 in Texas, embarked on her journey to stardom with a blend of Southern charm and Hollywood ambition. Her early life was marked by academic excellence and a passion for performing arts, which eventually led her to the glittering world of cinema. As an actress in the 1950s, her talent and beauty quickly caught the eye of studio executives, landing her roles in notable films alongside established stars. Her life took a dramatic turn when she met Bing Crosby on the set of a film. Despite their significant age difference, Bing was 30 years her senior, the connection was undeniable. Their courtship, while scrutinized by the public, blossomed into a marriage that lasted until Bing's death in 1977. Kathryn's role shifted from rising starlet to wife of one of Hollywood's most beloved figures and stepmother to his 4 grown sons. The transition had its challenges. Kathryn found herself navigating the public dynamics of a blended family, all while under the intense spotlight of public attention. She approached her new role with grace and determination, working to forge relationships with her stepsons while also starting a family of her own with Bing. Together, they had 3 children, creating a new chapter in the Crosby family story. Throughout the marriage, Kathryn balanced her own career aspirations with her responsibilities as Mrs. Bing Crosby. She continued to act occasionally, but increasingly focused on supporting Bing's career and managing their family life. Her influence was evident in Bing's later years as she encouraged him to stay relevant and connected to younger audiences. After Bing's sudden death in 1977, Kathryn faced the daunting task of preserving his legacy while carving out her own path forward. She took an active role in managing Bing's estate and protecting his image, ensuring that future generations would remember him as the entertainment icon he was. In her later years, Kathryn remarried but never lost sight of her connection with the Crosby name. She wrote a memoir that provided insight into her life with Bing, offering a counterpoint to some of the more negative portrayals that had emerged. Her perspective added depth and nuance to the public's understanding of the Crosby family dynamics. Kathryn's role in preserving Bing's legacy.
So what is this book about primarily? I mean, tell me about your final decade together.
It was a marriage that was solid. It was about that. It was about the children growing up. It was about the things that we faced together. He had some health issues that he always hid from everyone, including me. I would think, oh, what have I done this time?
In the wake of Bing's death in 1977, Kathryn Crosby found herself thrust into a new and challenging role, guardian of a cultural icon's legacy. With determination and reverence, she embarked on a decades-long mission to ensure that Bing's contributions to entertainment would not fade from public memory. Her first major undertaking was the meticulous management of Bing's vast estate. This included not only his financial assets, but also his extensive catalog of recordings, films, and memorabilia. She worked tirelessly with record companies to oversee the remastering and re-release of Bing's music, introducing his timeless voice to new generations. Her efforts extended into the digital age as she navigated the complexities of streaming rights and online distribution. She also took on the role of Bing's unofficial biographer. She penned a heartfelt memoir that offered an intimate glimpse into their life together, countering some of the more sensationalized accounts that had emerged over the years. Her book provided a nuanced portrayal of Bing as a husband, father, and man, adding depth to the public's understanding of the entertainer they thought they knew. Kathryn died September 20th, 2024, at 90 years old. Through all her efforts, she walked a fine line between celebration and protection. She worked to keep Bing's legacy alive without allowing it to overshadow her own identity or the lives of their children. Her dedication to preserving Bing's cultural impact while navigating the complexities of fame and family stands as a testament to her love, respect, and commitment to the man who had been not just a cultural icon, but her partner in life. Now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the Crosby family? Let us know in the comments section below.